Everyone at the SEAL gym ignored the quiet old janitor, until the base commander froze mid-step, stared at the faded tattoo on the man's neck, and whispered a name no one had heard in decades. In that instant, the room went silent, and every elite operator realized they had been standing next to a legend they were never supposed to see again. Backend index pointing right. From which part of the country are you watching from? Leave a comment below. At exactly 0500 every morning, the SEAL gym came alive with the sound of iron plates slamming, boots hitting rubber floors, and instructors barking orders sharp enough to cut through steel. It was a place built for the best of the best, where weakness didn't survive long and reputations were forged in sweat and pain. Almost no one noticed the old janitor who arrived before dawn, pushing a mop bucket with slow, careful steps. His name badge simply read Evan, and he wore plain work clothes, always clean, always pressed, as if discipline followed him even into obscurity. He kept his head down, worked silently, and never lingered where he wasn't needed. To the young operators, he was invisible, a relic in a place that worshipped strength and youth. Some of the trainees joked about him. A few mocked the slight limp in his step or the way his hand shook when he wrung out the mop. One instructor even snapped at him for cleaning too close to the lifting platforms. Evan never argued. He just nodded once, moved aside, and kept working. But there was something about him that unsettled people without them knowing why. His posture was too straight for a janitor. His eyes, when you caught them, were alert, measuring calm like a man constantly aware of exits and angles. And there was the tattoo on his neck, usually hidden by his collar, dark and faded, its edges softened by time. That morning, Commander Ryan Hale walked into the gym unannounced. Hale was a legend himself, combat decorated, respected, feared. When he entered a room, conversations died. As he made his way across the floor, his eyes scanned everything, automatically assessing readiness. Then, near the free weight area, he saw the janitor bend down to pick up a drop towel. The collar shifted just enough. Hale stopped cold, his breath caught in his chest as his eyes locked onto the tattoo, a symbol Hale knew better than his own rank insignia. It wasn't just ink. It was a mark from a unit so classified it officially never existed, a brotherhood erased from records after a mission went catastrophically wrong decades ago. Hale felt a chill run through him. He walked closer, heart pounding, memories crashing back, jungle heat, radio silence, impossible odds. That tattoo, Hale said quietly, almost to himself. Evan straightened slowly. For the first time, he looked directly at an officer without lowering his gaze. His eyes weren't old now. They were sharp, steady, and filled with something heavy. I was wondering how long it would take, Evan replied. Hale swallowed hard. They said you were dead, he whispered. Evan gave the smallest smile. Sometimes that's the only way to survive. Word spread fast. Training halted. Operators gathered, confused, watching their commander speak to a janitor like an equal. Hale ordered the doors closed and asked Evan to sit. Evan refused a chair, standing instead, hands clasped behind his back, an old habit. Hale asked him to demonstrate something, anything, just to be sure his instincts weren't lying. Evan glanced at the trainees, then at the obstacle rig. Just once, he said. What happened next stunned everyone. The old man moved with efficiency, not speed, flowing through the course with minimal wasted motion. Every grip was precise, every step calculated. He wasn't trying to impress, he was surviving. When he finished, breathing steady, the room was dead silent. Evan finally spoke. He told them about the mission that erased his unit, the orders that never came, the men who never made it home. When the fallout landed, the government buried everything, including the survivors. Evan chose anonymity over bitterness. He didn't want medals. He wanted quiet. The gym was the closest he could get to the life he once lived without being dragged back into it. Hale listened, jaw tight, realizing the janitor had been watching generations of operators train, seeing mistakes, holding back knowledge that could save lives. The twist came when Hale offered Evan a position, not as an instructor, not officially. Advisor, Hale said. Off the books. Evan hesitated, then nodded once. From that day on, subtle changes happened. Injuries dropped. Movements became cleaner. Survival rates on simulations improved. No one mocked the janitor anymore. They watched him, learned from him, respected him. Evan never asked for recognition. He stayed quiet. But every time a young operator walked out alive, because of something they'd learned without realizing where it came from, Evan considered that payment enough. And if you look closely, you'd notice he stood a little taller, the weight on his shoulders just a bit lighter. I'll make sure to subscribe the channel.